Start with Sherrod Blakely.
Hey, Coach, how's it going? When you guys have played Toronto this year, obviously you guys won the season series 3-1, but what are some of the takeaways from that success that you hope to continue going forward as you see them in this best of 7 coming up?
Well, we have a ton of respect for Toronto. I mean, like, just top to bottom organizationally, they've done an incredible job. They have done a great job drafting, developing, bringing in guys, excellent run organization, Masai and his entire front office. And then obviously Nick, is tremendous. He just puts people in positions to succeed and puts the opponent in bad positions over and over. Obviously I think there were a lot of people that, I could have voted for the coach of the year, but Nick got mine because I just thought the job he did all year is tremendous, and it speaks to, the whole thing. And then the players are really good. Like, I think Lowry is one of the most underrated players in the league, and he's an all-star. But I think people just don't understand how good he is. They only look at oftentimes offensive highlights or whatever the case may be, and he has plenty of those. He's an all-star in that regard. But he's one of the best defenders in the league. He's all over the place. Van Fleet's great. Siakam's great. You go on down the list. The bigs are really good. Anunoby's had a good year. Powell. So whatever happened in those games prior to doesn't really matter. What matters is how we play on Thursday and beyond. And, we have a great deal of respect for them. I just can't say enough good things.
Question in person for Chris Mannix.
The last 48 hours have been tough for a lot of players because of what happened in Wisconsin. Just leaving the Raptors practice just now, Fred VanVleet said effectively they haven't ruled out not playing in this series. I mean, what have the last 48 hours been like? And what have you seen from your guys and how they've responded?
Yeah, we talked about it at our team meeting today. Obviously, our thoughts go to Jacob Blake and his family, and obviously that video was horrifying. That video was awful, and to think of 3 kids being in that car is like, that just makes you, it's just shaking, right? It's ridiculous. So we haven't talked about necessarily. We've talked about it as a team and just how we feel. We haven't talked about anything else, but obviously everybody's shook. I mean, there's a reason why the guys, coaches, players, everyone here has chosen to really emphasize social justice and racial equality while we're here. And to think that this happens again, I thought LeBron's words were poignant last night. And those are not, I've heard those over and over. And I've said this before, like, I can't pretend to understand what that's like because I don't know what that's like. But I know I've heard it over and over. And so there's obviously a problem. And so I completely understand everybody's emotions here and elsewhere with regard to that.
Are there guys that don't want to play?
Nobody's told me that.
Question in person, Gary Washburn.
You have to kind of convince the guys here that they're making an impact. Because I think some guys are questioning, we're here, hey, we're wearing the T-shirts and we're kneeling for the anthem and we're doing all the stuff that looks good on camera. But
I think that's for each guy to decide, Gary. I think everybody needs to. You got to be able to think about that and think about what you want to do and how it impacts you individually. I do think that the idea of being able to empower, spread joy, share joy through a team sport, have an opportunity to be in front of microphones and speak on whatever you want to speak on is really powerful. But that may not be enough for some people, and that's okay. Like, that's like, these are hard times. And, with a pandemic going on and with just this constant wave of inequality it's maddening. And so I completely understand anyone's stance on it.
Mark Murphy.
Hi, Brad. The success you've had bringing Jason back in with the bench and Jalen too, how much more important does that become against this Toronto bench, considering the way they've been playing?
Well, they've played really well. Historically, they haven't gone deep in their bench in playoff series. They played their starters and their guys a ton of minutes. But they clearly have great confidence in the bench. And obviously the bench had 100 points in the last game, and that has been huge. The bench played really well against us in game 3 in Boston of our season series where they beat us. And so we have a lot of respect for those guys. Historically, they haven't played that deep. For us, that's just a matter of, you've got, with Gordon out, you've got one less high minute guy. And so you're going to play your guys a little bit more. And I thought our guys have really done a great job, Mark, of being malleable, adjusting to what their role is in a given game. Gary asked the other day about Tice coming out early. That happens. And we all got to be ready to go. We all got to be ready to help each other. And our biggest job, if you're a role player on this team, is to accentuate the strengths of those other guys. And the thing that I really like about our team is after every game, our best players have taken the time in front of the whole team to single out those guys that have been giving up a little bit more. I think that says a lot about them.
All right, we'll wrap it up right there. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you. All right, guys.
Jaylen Brown will be up next.